Mr. Patterson, for what purpose?
Will the gentleman yield for a few questions?
Will the gentleman yield for questions?
I will.
The gentleman yield.
Thank you. Mr. Raney, are you aware that if your amendment goes on to this bill, that the historic funding to public education, including teacher pay raises, will be lost?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you're willing to give up that historic funding?
I have visited with my school districts, and they were so concerned about this, and there are other people in the district too, about this costing so much that they're willing to forego that at this point. And I hope and pray that the governor calls back and separates these issues so we can make sure we give the teachers the pay raise they're due.
Mr. Raney, do you serve on the Appropriations Committee?
I don't this term. I've served on it 4 times.
Okay. Was Greg Bonin, our Chairman Bonin, the Appropriations Committee chair? Was he, he expressed that we had the money to fund this program. Is that correct?
I don't know. I didn't hear it.
Oh, you didn't ask the Appropriations Chairman?
I was not on Appropriations this session.
Right. Well, he sent a letter out to the body. Do you recall that letter?
No.
Okay. I want to ask you a few questions about choices for parents and teachers and students. And some of these are going to be tough situations. But some of these are things that have happened in my district, in House District 106. If you strip the ESAs out of this bill, is it your opinion that a sexual assault survivor on the campus of a public school, that girl's siblings have to remain in that school and attend that school where the sexual assault happened because the parents don't have a choice to take their child somewhere else? Is that your opinion?
No, it's not my opinion.
So if this amendment goes on, they will not have an education savings account to help that family choose another option. Is that right?
They will not have an educational savings account.
So the state is going to not give them any help to choose another education program after a sexual assault happened on a school campus.
Is the state giving them any money now?
No, sir. We're trying to get these parents to have options to send their kids somewhere else. Let me ask you this.
Let me just say something real quick. There is nothing that worries me anymore than a child being damaged. I bleed for that. But I can tell you that we can't do everything for every person in this state. We have to spend money to do it. And this is where we're limited.
Sir, we're not trying to do everything. We're just giving parents
No,
options
you're
so that they
suggesting
can
one
do
thing
something.
at a time.
Sir, let me ask you this.
Spend more money.
If there is a molestation that happens on a school bus or at a school, and that school doesn't handle that appropriately, and parents are concerned about the administration of that school, but they are locked into that school with home values rising as much as they have and with interest rates at 8%, should those families have to remain at that public school?
That would be the time I would go
to
the school board and raise pure and unmitigated hell. And I think you should do that for your constituents.
So those parents should be locked in and given no other option to choose another school?
I didn't say that.
Well, your amendment would strip their ability to have the funds to choose a different option.
It wouldn't strip their ability for you to go with them and talk to that school board, would it?
Look, that's not the decision here. The decision here is, can they get an ESA to choose a different option if they don't have the ability or the confidence in the administration? Let me ask you this. If there is a school that allows boys into the girls' restroom or boys into the locker room or the showers, and I don't agree with that policy, should I not be given the opportunity for an education savings account to send my child to a different school? Mr. Raney, these are real questions that parents deserve to have answers to on this debate. Mr. Raney, are you going to answer that question?
Just give me a second, will you?
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to answer that question with a statement I've already made. And this is why I oppose ESAs. ESAs don't help my district. They don't help the state. ESAs certainly do not help the 5.4 million public school students. I'm opposed to ESAs, and I will continue to be opposed to ESAs, and that's how I'm going to answer your question.
So if a school district has boys in the girls' locker room, which they can do, and I disagree with that policy, then you're telling me that those parents are locked into that school district.
Members, let's please retain some decorum here in the Texas House. Please remain from outbursts, including the gallery, which I will not hesitate in clearing the gallery if it happens again.
Mr. Raney, I'll ask you a different question. School safety is obviously very important. We addressed some of that this session. We addressed it earlier today. Districts are given an out if they don't provide armed guards in the schools currently, if they can't afford to, or if they don't have the options to hire police officers. If I'm sending my child to a school that does not have armed guards at that school, should I not be given the ability to choose a different option through an education savings account?
Gentleman's time's expired.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to move to have the gentleman's time extended.
Object.
To extend time, it does require unanimous consent. Is there objection? There is objection.